Are there no objective reporters covering the Tennessee Volunteers? Hi everybody, I'm Marky Bilson. I'd like to think that I was one when I've covered them over the period of time, either on my old talk show or as a string reporter or whatever. But I am speaking of how the local media has covered the Jauan Jennings Combine performance. Okay, the Jauan Jennings Combine performance. Now, if you don't know, Jauan Jennings was the Tennessee Volunteers' leading receiver this past year. He caught 59 balls and, had other nice stats and such. And yes, it looked like he was going to be a pro prospect until he showed up at the Combine. And he ran a 4.72 40-yard dash. Kinda slow by NFL standards. And as a result, what happened after that time that Jennings put out? Did the Tennessee media say, well, I guess he'll be a possession receiver now? Well, it's going to cost him a lot of money. He's going to drop down in the draft, and the projections I've seen have been basically 6th round, that sort of thing. Was it even on a positive side? Even with that, I still think some team could get him in a lower round and they'd get a steal, all of which would be legitimate commentary about Jennings' poor performance in the Combine. But no, you don't get that. You know what you do get? You get a sports talk show host putting up a meme on social media where he says, this is to the people that don't think Jennings can make it. And it's a man giving you the finger. Or let's just give Wes Rucker. I saw his story a little bit ago. He said, it's this situation where he writes, and let me say this, as soon as Tennessee's new football brain trust, head coach Jeremy Pruitt and athletic director Phil Fulmer taught Jennings how to harness his rage and unleash it in more appropriate directions, he became one of college football's best receivers. I should say that there was, in parentheses, the word mostly, after he taught him how to harness his rage and unleash it, parentheses, mostly. Okay. That's not even true. 2016 is when Jennings had his most famous catch, when he caught the bomb from Josh Dobbs in the last play of the game to beat Georgia. People started to know about Jennings when he was a sophomore. Then he got hurt in 2017. 2018 he came back, didn't really have a good year under Jeremy Pruitt and Phil Fulmer, and then in his senior year, as most seniors do, he had his best year. Now, for the record, I think Jennings was a great college receiver. I mean, yeah, he was the Tennessee Volunteers' leading receiver this past year, and he had that memorable catch against Georgia. So for a college receiver, yeah, his career was fine. I mean, it was really good. But, yeah, you do start to wonder, is this guy really an NFL prospect? Maybe he is. Maybe he's going to be a steal in the 6th, 7th, 5th round, But this overwhelming, it doesn't matter, he's still good, just speaks of such homerism around here, like he's going to be the second coming of Jerry Rice. No, the 40 time did matter. It's going to cost him some money. It's going to affect what team he goes to. And yeah, I mean, maybe it does say that he's a step too slow to play in the NFL. So, why can't we cover this objectively, especially when so many in the Tennessee media just 2 years ago were saying, gee, I don't know if Jennings should be on the Tennessee Volunteers. And don't tell me you weren't. Now, on my talk show, I was always, why is Jennings being suspended? Get you back up to date. After Butch Jones was fired as the Tennessee head coach after 10 games with a 4-6 record, there was a social media video that Jennings put up basically critical of the coaching staff. So he was saying everything that the Tennessee fan base was saying, as well as, well, obviously what the administration was thinking because they fired Butch Jones. And for speaking his mind on social media, For telling the truth, Jennings was suspended, and, I mean, let's just say, there was a lot of question whether or not Jennings would ever return to the Tennessee Volunteers. And the new coaching staff made a big deal as if he had to pay a pittance to come back onto the... Why? All he was doing is saying what you, me, and everyone else was saying. But I guess, a college football player isn't given that courtesy. But still, the same media that are saying, the 4.7 40 time doesn't matter, and for that matter, are absolutely sweeping under the rug his marijuana possession arrest of 3 years ago. They are now, if it was 2 years ago, I don't know, he could be a bad apple. Why? He spoke against Butch Jones, which really needed to be said. Now, I don't know, maybe the NFL, he's outspoken. What'll he say in the locker room or to reporters or something? That's something that, yes, as a journalist, we love the free-speaking athlete, and the teams generally want you to be a number or a robot. I mean, there's that. I get it. But still, this whole thing about covering Jennings the exact opposite of how you covered him 2 years ago, and for that matter, for just ignoring all the negatives and trying to say, well, nice catch against Georgia, or, trying to make Jennings out to be this great project of Pruitt and Fulmer. It's just not only not true, it's unethical. Folks, I'm Marky Bilson, and I like to think that I do tell it like it is. And if you like this kind of commentary, and please tell me in East Tennessee you do, because it seems like there are far too many reporters around here that feel that their job is to be an extension of the public relations department of whatever team they cover, and not as what I hope to be, an entertaining journalist. And this is what I want you to do. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that bell. I put up new content just about every day. And my YouTube channel now has so many of the archives from my old sports talk show on 1420. Well, I don't want to give my old radio station any props, but, my old sports talk show, as well as the fact that you will be able to get these new podcasts that I do, and I hope that you do enjoy. But this Jauan Jennings situation, if you can't tell that so many people in the Tennessee media are just out and out blatant homers, he's still good, he's still good, why isn't Josh Dobbs starting? I mean, they might as well just say that. T. Martin would have been better than Tom Brady if he had a chance. I mean, it's just, that's the situation. They almost want to put you down. Well, I guess Peyton Manning will always be better than Ryan Leaf, which was also something that Tennessee media loved to tell us all the time. Like that was a really tough hurdle to cross, and jump over or something. Hey, I'm Marky Bilson. Like me on YouTube. Talk to you then.